Attic. I am your host, the film doctor.
And the film.
Okay.
I don't need stupid guns.
Oh, okay, well, I don't need a long intro. Your neighbors must hate you.
My neighbors can't. Welcome back to the Attic, ladies and gentlemen. We've got another movie to dissect for you. I will not call it hot because it is not. Halloween.
Bars.
Thank you. I'm here Monday through Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to us from video on demand. You could have saw this in theaters when it came out in theaters, a bunch of other places, but right now you can buy it anywhere where you can rent or buy digital download or DVD. So we ain't got nobody to beg for a sponsorship.
Yes, but if you cannot find that, you can always find this movie in the trash can. Let's jump right into our film review. Halloween Kills. Like the ratings.
Halloween Kills itself, yes. You're right.
I would... Should I go first? I mean...
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I'm a big Michael Myers fan. I even thought I was going to put you guys on hold and run down and get my Michael Myers mask and this thing I made and show I might still do it during your guys' review. We'll see. But I'm a big Michael Myers fan. I really liked the Rob Zombie one. I think it's still, to this day, the best Michael Myers Halloween version I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Now this is like, I guess it's a part of like H2O and the originals, and this is a trilogy that's supposed to end the whole series, starting with the last one. What was the last one called? Was it just called Halloween?
Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
And now we have Halloween Kills, and then there'll be Halloween Ends. So after the last one before this, I kind of liked the last one before this. And so I was pumped and ready, especially from the trailer. Oh, when I see Jamie Lee Curtis in the back of the truck, and they're like, let it burn, let it burn. I'm like, oh, shit. And then you see Michael Myers, he's fucking up the firefighters. I'm like, oh, this is about to be crazy. I can't wait. And then I saw the movie. And let me tell you, if they just replayed the trailer in the movie theater, I would have been more happy than watching the movie itself. There were a lot of problems I had with it. The story, the suspense, the delivery, the characters and actors and their acting, how it ended. There was a lot of different things that I feel
you're acting like
Vanguard.
This is very Vanguardian.
Vanguardian, for sure.
You're acting like you were saying like, oh, I just have some gripes. You have positives about this film?
It was over at the end. I can't think of anything. All the people he killed, it wasn't good. The story, like I said, there was nothing good about it. Maybe the black boy that I saw that was inside the first one, he was in this one, and I chuckled at that. But other than that, there was nothing entertaining. Even when they went and showed the beginning, spoiler, with the old Michael Myers, and then they tell that story. Well, that wasn't even needed. That was a waste of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep it short and simple here. This movie was terrible. I want my time back. I know that I can't get it. So because of that, I'm going to go ahead and trash this film. This is Vanguardian to the highest order. It's a disgrace to the Halloween franchise. And I don't know what they were doing, what they were thinking. The story here it makes no sense to me. I don't know if maybe they just think the audience, maybe we're the stupid ones, Michael. Maybe we're the dumb ones. Maybe the producers and the directors and the writers, they're the geniuses, and all the rest of us are just dumb.
Even like I said, there was no jump scares, there was no fear. Brandon, you were here when we talked about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was something that brought fear. I was just, it was like watching paint dry. Like, I'm just watching the screen, and I really, for a horror movie, I'm not invested in it. I'm not scared. There were no, I wouldn't even say there was jump scares. Like, the kills were not good. Like, he's a big killer character. This movie should have been amazing. And granted, even the last one before this, it wasn't great with the killing, but it was a better movie than this one.
And when you think of Michael Myers, right? You think of a scary kind of thrasher horror villain, right? You put him up there with the tops, you know, with the Freddy Kruegers and the Jason Voorhees and the Leatherfaces, right? He's up there. He's one of those guys. This film did not portray him as one of those guys. He felt like a sub B plot guy to those guys in this film, and that makes no sense to me. Like, you have a character like Michael Myers.
He was like the killer from Happy Death Day at this point.
Yeah, and you know, that's kind of disrespectful to the killer from Happy Death Day.
I'm not gonna lie, I liked Happy Death Day, but
the movie was good.
That's why I said it was disrespectful.
But the killer, I mean, honestly, he's not Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees status, so I would have to downgrade the Michael Myers status to that Happy Death Day killer version. The movie was good though.
So I've got some good content, I feel like, for this review that I can kind of I can release some demons about this franchise that we've gotten so far. So first of all, my history with Michael Myers, I've been a horror fan since I was 9-10 years old. First horror movie I ever saw was the first Scream film with my cousin, and I loved it. And that's when I was like, I gotta see more of these slasher movies. And so it was interesting because my mom, I was probably 10 or 11. My sister was 8 or 9. We as a family, my parents and I and my sister and I went through and we watched all the Halloweens together as a family. Can you believe that? I don't know if that's fucked up. I can swear, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if that's fucked up.
No fucking way you can swear on this channel at all. There are fucking kids watching this shit.
Why? I don't know if that's fucked up or if that's just family bonding, but we as a family loved Michael Myers and Halloween. And so much so that my dad is disabled with emphysema, COPD, asthma, anything lung related he's got. And he went to the movie theater with all of us together with his oxygen, and we saw it all together as a family, the 2018 movie. With the 2018 movie, I was like, okay, I can get on board with this because I can still pretend like the others exist. Like, they say that, like, he killed 5 people. Maybe they didn't talk about the second one. Maybe it was a rumor that he wasn't actually her brother, but he is, maybe, like, in, the back of my mind. So it's like, all right, let's just kind of open that can of worms. Like, if he's not her brother, why the hell is he going after her so much? Or is she just being like the annoying victim that won't die? And it's like, bitch, I'm trying to kill everybody. What the fuck are you still doing here? I don't know you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the taking away the family aspect of it from it was really odd. Here's something funny I got to say about this. So I was literally just at a comic book convention in Charleston, South Carolina this past weekend. I was there with a few Power Rangers doing what I do. Across the table is Danny McBride's production company that makes these film franchises. It took every bit of me to not go up to these guys and say, yo, I hate to bust your bubble, but your movie's fucking trash. Like, I wanted to say it to the guys so bad, but no, I had to be a professional. But my God. So yeah, man, like, the mob stuff, what the fuck? Like, you really gonna fill them? What did you write? Like, seriously, did you just write the script? Like, did you just say, like, here's script right here.
We have charades here on Pictionary. We're about to jump right into it. But all
right, guys, just do this. 45 pages worth of mob. Like, go. Say whatever the fuck you gotta say. That's what we're doing for this movie. Go ahead. That's like probably took what, 2 days?
Well, even with the people that they brought back from some of the originals, they didn't last long. They didn't have purpose to be there. Like,
right.
they didn't. They were in the story just talking and then they're dead the next second. Like, why are they even there?
Yeah, I agree. And again, like kind of just going back and looking at the movies, it's like, all right, 1 and 2 happened, right? And then 4 and 5 and 6, they were all about her daughter, but she wasn't there. Okay, so she went to live another life. I like to say that it's like, okay, H2O, she ended up having another son. She wanted to leave behind the daughter because she knew Michael was after her. We could still pretend that H2O was still in this timeline. You could kind of watch it all together and it still glues, right? 2018, we could kind of do the same thing. This shits on the entire franchise, I feel like. Like, it just basically is like, well, we're our own thing, and it actually doesn't exist, and sorry to burst your bubble, but we're going a completely different direction, and it's garbage.
Here's the thing that they do. Because I'm a film major, and I've been analyzing film for a long time, so it's not just Halloween. A lot of these things do it. You have these classic movies that come out, the originals of Halloween or some of these other ones. And then a few years ago, let's say early 2000s-ish, they were like, oh, we're about to make this bonfire fucking sequel, and it was shit. And then now they're trying to, at this point, let's close off the chapter with something better. That's why we have this new Scream, the new Halloween, the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Let's do this, let's do that. They're trying to make up for the shit, and close the story on that episode based on a timeline where you fucked it up with your shitty episode, your shitty film. And so it's so difficult because it's like, well, let's put it in because everyone's going to like the nostalgia if we put them in, but there's no purpose, like I said, for the people that were in those originals if that's what direction you're doing. Like, looking at Texas Chainsaw Massacre that you were here reviewing with us, they didn't have a shit ton of the originals.
Right.
And I still would give that movie for that series a better rating than what I'm giving this one.
Completely agree.
I'm trying to figure out, and I was telling Michael this too. Not everything needs a sequel. We gotta stop with the reboots and the sequels because sometimes when they do a reboot and a sequel, they just kill the whole fucking franchise.
Yeah.
So we need to stop it with the reboots and the sequels. Everything doesn't need that. But then when you constantly bring back these original people, you make the killer look weak.
Yeah.
You make him look so weak. It's almost like he didn't actually kill these people, but we saw it with our own 2 fucking eyes.
And sorry not to cut you off, but Michael Myers, like, he's supposed to be a real person, like a regular human, but not a regular human. He was the 50 Cent of regular humans in this, getting shot 9 times and all the shit that happened to him. I'm like, bro, you should be dead.
I agree, and we all know that these guys, Michael, Jason, Freddy, Leatherface, they're all pretty much immortal, right? We don't necessarily, but at the same time, it's like they kind of went too far with it. Like, it's fun to see the killer die at the end, right? Even Freddy versus Jason, right? Jason wins technically because he hacks off Freddy's head, but then you kind of see Freddy's head, opens his eyes, gives it a wink, so it's like, okay, Freddy could still be alive. It doesn't make any sense, but sure. But this one, I feel like they're almost trying to explain why he keeps coming back. Oh, the power's in his mask. The doctor wears his mask and he goes fucking crazy. And it's like, no, man, shut up. Has nothing to do with the shit. It's just what he wears. Don't try to.
When they decided to bring this back, they said, well, we can't do 1 movie. We can't do 2 because no one's going to just watch 2 movies. We have to do a trilogy. And so this second one was just a filler of bullshit that had nothing to do with it because they wanted to make a trilogy because they couldn't do 2 movies. So I have high hopes that hopefully they don't fuck up Halloween Ends. But after 1 and 2, even considering I liked 1, but it wasn't great, but it was way better than this, I hope that they don't mess it up.
I agree. And I'll stick it out. I'll give it that. Maybe it's that shitty in-between sequel that they were trying to figure out how to just bridge it to the next movie, but the bridge is like cracked to hell. How are you supposed to drive across that to get to something that can land,
Yeah, that's a great this is a great question.
And why is it, and I'm gonna be mad if this is the case, but I know this is the direction that they're headed because they want Laurie Strode to be the one to end this nightmare, but this is like 90 years old now. Like, why is she in Michael Myers at all? Why is she the hero in any of this? when it took like 50 people surrounding him and couldn't take him out.
So did you guys give in to the joke of the extended cut? Oh, we got an extended cut. You got to see it. There's more. I did. I will shamefully say that I fell for the extended cut ploy, and I watched the extended cut, and literally I feel like the only thing they put in there that was extended was and spoilers if you guys haven't watched it, you know, whatever, 3, 2, 1, but literally Michael picks up her cell phone after killing the mom, and he's like holding the phone like this, breathing, and it's Jamie Lee Curtis saying, "I'm coming for you, Michael." That was it. I'm like, I watched this whole damn movie again just for that.
Well, here's the thing. When they do extended cuts, the footage that they put in there does not ever make the movie better, except for the Snyder cut, Justice League.
I was going to argue Batman v Superman was better in the extended, in my opinion, but...
I mean, I saw the extended. To me, it was almost the same thing, but when you see Zack Snyder's Justice League version, I mean, that's just the perfect example, and that was 4 hours. And I just had a talk with somebody about it today, though. I had a talk with someone about it today, and I said they hadn't seen the Justice League, the Zack Snyder one. I said, you got to see it. They're like, it's 4 hours. I was like, and you will be watching for 4 hours. Like, you have something to watch. Yeah. This movie could have been 80 minutes, 60 minutes for Halloween Kills, and they lost me 2 minutes in.
So what's your grade, Michael?
D.
You know, I haven't given out an F on this show yet, but this is gonna get it. This is Vanguardian. People don't. I know where I told you where you could buy it. Don't even waste your time unless you're just a super Halloween fan and you feel like you need to see this movie. Don't waste your time. If you
want to see all three, don't feel like you have to watch the second one in order to understand the third one when it comes out. You could just do 1 and 3. And if 3 sucks, you can just do 1 and call it a day. Let's just be honest about that.
Yep.
What about you?
So the only redeeming factor of all of this franchise so far was, you know, I don't know if you guys care about people under the mask, but the big thing aside from Power Rangers I love to meet is the horror, like the guys who played under the mask, like the guys who played Jason, the guys who played Michael. Like, I love meeting those guys, and I feel like for horror fans like that, it was a big like deal to have Nick Castle back in the, like, because they did. You guys know this, but Nick Castle, who was the original stuntman for The Shape, he came back to do the unmasked scenes as Old Man Michael Myers, which you don't really get to see his face that much, but for horror fans, they're like, oh, Nick Castle, like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know, and then for the big stunts, they, you know, like, you know, the moving around stuff and running and all that, walking, whatever, they used James Jude Courtney, who was a stuntman, but that's like really the only redeeming factor I could say, besides bringing back the doctor and the little girl, which was weird because it's like, why do you bring back the original little girl but not the original Tommy Doyle? Like, the guy who played him, maybe he's not around, I'm not sure, but I guess I give it an E if we can go A to F, because it's like the only thing I can say is the bringing back the traditional characters for the fans. But yeah, dude, there's nothing redeeming about this story at all. I mean, they you're right, they fucking threw it to the bottom of the garbage can, and it's like, okay. I feel like with Halloween Ends, it's going to be like, all right, well, you could have a big steak dinner, but it was just thrown in the trash, so pick off the pieces that you don't want and try to eat it. It might taste like, you know, but you know, it's still a steak. Does that even make any sense? I don't know.
I don't know why I find that funny, and I'm disgusted at the exact same fucking time, but here we are.
But that's how I feel about the movie, though. Like, I'm disgusted. Like, and you're gonna give me another one of this? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I'm good.
Let me ask you guys this before we get out of here, because I talked about it. This one is within the series of Halloween, but it's separate from Rob Zombie's version. Did you guys see that? What were your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's better than the entire series of this original that includes Halloween Kills and the originals? Or do you think that Rob Zombie's version was better, and or why?
So the first Rob Zombie one I did see. The second one I was pissed off halfway through because they got me going on this, and I'm like, dude. And then she wakes up. I'm like, wait, none of that that I just watched didn't happen. I got pissed off and turned it off. I'm like, because literally the guy that plays Michael Myers in this movie, he was like, don't watch the second one. I'm like, okay, like Michael himself is telling me not to watch a Halloween movie, but I wanted to give it a shot anyway. And I'm like, yeah, I'm turning this off. So, it's right down there with it, man. Like, I don't know. Like, again, first one was good, second one, but then I like here. Okay, this is the third attempt to end a Michael Myers Halloween movie. Why can't anybody do that? Resurrection, Halloween 2, and then Halloween Kills. They all suck. Why can't they do it?
I know someone that can do it. Ooh. Netflix.
Well, give it to them. Man, it's like
they're killing the game over there.
Listen, I'm gonna advocate for, we just let sleeping dogs lie here. And after Halloween ends, just let's it's time to come up with some new IP. Hollywood, it's time to be original.
No,
Michael's
we're not done. We're not done. They're done with this series, but down the road they're gonna come out with another one because
you already tarnished his legacy a bunch of times.
It brings in this. They're gonna bring it back, but they're trying to end this.
I don't care. I don't care what it brings.
Just letting you know.
All right, so let me ask you guys this. All right, Dumb and Dumber 2, huge disappointment. Zombieland 2, probably as good as the first one. So comparison there. Are you worried or excited for Beetlejuice 2?
There's a Beetlejuice 2.
Supposedly it's happening.
I'm worried. Because, and the reason I say that I'm worried is because a lot of these, to steal a phrase from Scream, requels, I guess, they miss the mark. They fuck up the entire story to begin with. They don't respect the source material at all. They don't. Especially when you're making a movie, redoing a movie that's already made or adding on to the story, respect the source material. Stop trying to change things to make them, the way you want.
Home Alone.
Respect the source material. That the source material and what happened in that movie is why that movie is great. So when you go in and you start to change things and you change the timeline and you're changing the story, all you're doing is pissing the fans off. And, in the process, you're making it harder for them to believe that you're making a good movie because you've now just turned what was really good on its head.
Well, the thing is that they can make this as shit, but they can sell another one if they create a good enough trailer.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I remember watching back in the day. I remember being obsessed with the X-Men: The Last Stand trailer, and I'm like, this movie's gonna be amazing. They nothing from the trailer was in it, and what they had was dubbed over and reshot and that was basically a sizzle for something for trash. I mean, thankfully years later we got Days of Future Past to fix it, in my opinion, but I just remember being so obsessed with that trailer and then going into the movie. I remember sitting at Steak and Shake after that movie. I'm like, they killed my franchise, man. That's literally when I switched over to DC and I'm like, man.
The movie industries make so much money. To put out a shit product is almost like going to buy a Lamborghini and it has a Dodge Neon engine inside of it.
Yeah. Or you buy a Lamborghini, you buy a Lambo and you put a bunch of stickers on it.
Yeah, I mean... Just, and again, another thing that has me worried about Beetlejuice is the fact that Michael Keaton initially turned it down. He wasn't going to do it because he didn't understand the vision. I know they're still writing the script and they're still doing all that other stuff, but
that doesn't mean that it's green light. There's a lot of scripts that are still out there that never got
produced.
The
movie's happening. It's green.
There's a lot of things that started filming and just never came to light.
Well, we'll see, but Warner Brothers doesn't waste money. They don't care if it's shit or not.
Do they? They have so much.
As HBO Max, if they care if a movie is shit or not.
Well, usually they're the ones that make movies shit or not. What is his name? Greg Berlanti said, if you look at my original cut of Green Lantern, that is not what I put out in the movie. a WB.
Well, that's all
so
of
much.
us, a lot of them, because, and that's what the whole thing with the Zack Snyder cut is. It kind of started this movement where it was like, let the directors do their cut. Stop cutting it for them.
No, Warner Brothers doesn't care. They don't care.
Now they're trying to get the actual director's cut of the first Suicide Squad, which I would want to see if it's better than the first one.
It honestly, it probably is. I totally believe that Warner Brothers makes the movie shit post filming and totally change the director and the writers and everybody's vision.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I will say that I'm a little concerned with, like, I'm excited to see Keaton's Batman back in Flash, but Keaton and Batgirl, I'm like, is that a little too much? Are we gonna make it good still? Like, you know, like I said, I'm not worried. It's a question mark.
We'll see. I mean, I with Warner Brothers, you know, you just gotta hold your breath and hope they don't drive the car off the cliff.
Well, that's all we have for you guys today. I mean, this movie's already in the trash, and we can't push it down any further, or it'd be in hell. You know, so basically, I mean, you can see it if you want. If you have, like,
please don't.
You know, 2 hours
Please
to
don't.
kill. You need some background noise to go to sleep.
Don't even put it on your
Netflix and chill.
No, it's not even on Netflix. Do not spend a
Damn!
dime.
You ain't even watching it when you're Netflixing and chilling. Are you really gonna take it off that?
I put on Batman and Robin before I put on this again.
Right.
That's fucked up, because I put that in the same category as this.
I'd rather watch George Clooney 10 times as Batman than to watch this film.
That's upsetting to hear. That's all we have for you guys today. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell. Do all that jazz. Put a little note inside of a bottle. Throw it inside of our shores in the water and let it reach our shores. Send up a couple of smoke signals and tie a little note to a pigeon's leg and send it on its way. Let us know what you guys think about this movie if you've seen it. If you saw it and you liked it, unsubscribe. I'm just kidding. You need subscription.
You guys are going to have to change your names to the film morticians for this one.
But like I said, let us know what you guys think. Honestly, see if you guys have the same review. You have 3 people telling you the same thing. And as always, this has been another exciting episode of Film Addict.